Hi everybody, this is Miss Gwen, the Children's Librarian at Belmont Hills Library, here for another Fun Friday craft. So today's craft is going to be a collage based on quilt designs. So the materials that you'll need today are some glue or a glue stick, a container for your glue with a brush, and in a pinch you can use a Q-tip if you don't have a brush. You can also use some Mod Podge that acts like glue. You're going to need, of course, some paper, colored or white, doesn't matter. Maybe some scissors and what else? Some newspapers. Oh, and also remember we've been collecting our scraps. Here's mine. We're definitely going to need them. And if you don't have any scraps, you can just make some with paper. You can use magazines. You can look through your recycling bag and pull out some old scraps and tear them up or cut them up. So the first thing we're going to do is you need a square piece of paper. I made mine about 6 inches. That's a pretty good size. Okay, and then you need to find a quilt design. And I have a lot of quilt magazines, but you can also look online. So some of the designs I've been using are this one called Shoe Fly. That's pretty easy. And I also use this one. Where is it? Oh, not that one. Sorry, wrong page. This one called Broken Dishes. So I'm going to show you a sample I did, a small sample. This is a really small sample of broken dishes. So I divided my paper into the diamond and then divided that in half. And then I just ripped and cut some paper and glued it on to fit into the area. And then the triangles at the edges, I wanted to keep them pretty much a solid color. So I just cut out the shape that I thought would fit. And if anything overlaps, you can always turn it over and just trim it down to size. The other thing you can do, you don't have to have a square piece of paper. You can also make an organic shape. Oh, it kind of looks like a bird. And for the little kids, you can just have a big piece of paper. And you don't even have to use your ruler if you don't want to. I did here for Shoe Fly, I drew in my lines, but you can also just do it freehand too, because it doesn't have to be exact. See, I just drew it freehand. And there you go. It looks a little shaky, but that's okay. It gives it that interesting look. And then for the little kids, get their paper, and they can just make a design too. I'm just going to stick with Shoe Fly. Now, of course, you can tell by some of the two designs I've showed you that basically most of your traditional quilt blocks are just geometric shapes. So you can come up with any kind of shape you want. See? So this could be for the little ones. It's a little bit easier to work with bigger paper when you're smaller. So we're going to start with this one. So I'm just going to get some glue or my glue stick. I'm going to start maybe in the middle. It might be easier for me so I don't get my sleeves all gluey. I'm just going to put glue all in that square. You can see how shiny it is. And then I'm going to get my scraps of paper. And you can either cut some up with the scissors, or you can just rip and put them down until you fill that shape. So this shape I'm going to use the same, if I can find the same scraps. If not, I'm going to use sort of like the same, roughly the same color. There's another one. Put in. I'm just going to fill it up. You might have to put some more glue down because some of your scraps might overlap. Like mine's overlapping a little bit here. That's okay. You see piece by piece how I'm filling up that square. There we go. Just like that. And you can see there's a few little shapes of the paper showing through. It doesn't matter, that's okay. It just adds to the charm. Okay. Now let's show you how to do the smaller piece. I'm going to do one of the triangles. This is a little more tricky. So I ripped a piece. You can see I put it right there. I'm going to rip another piece. Put it there. And you can see how the second piece overlapped that first piece. And if it sticks up a little bit, just put some glue over it. It'll hold it down. All right, and let's do another piece. Okay. And then let's see if I can fill this all in. There's that. There's that piece. Now you can see this piece is coming over the edge a little bit. Not a big deal. I'm just going to turn it over. I'm just going to trim it. There. I'm going to put one more piece there. So that's got to be glued down a little bit more. And there's the triangle. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to make it kind of look quirky. And I'll show you again what I made. See? And you can use, like I said, you can use regular paper, you can use construction paper. I've got scraps of pattern paper in here, wrapping paper, magazines. I even, some of the mailers I get, I even rip them up and put them in too. So anything that's paper you can put in here and save your scraps. So I hope you enjoyed this Fun Friday craft. And when you finish doing what you're doing, please send it to me either at ggatto@lmls.org or post it in the reply section below. Thank you. See you next time. Bye.